Hi, mate. Welcome back to the channel. Good to have
Thanks,
you here.
guys. Thanks. It's always great to be invited back. Must be doing something right.
Must be doing something right.
Plenty right.
At the moment, James, you're on day 3 of the Fast for Freedom, which is basically like a hunger strike outside a pig slaughterhouse in Melbourne. How are you feeling?
In terms of hunger, I'm fine. I'm not even really hungry. I was for the first couple of days, but today I'm sweet. But what I am really feeling is just the realness of spending 3 days so far out in front of a slaughterhouse and, it being protected by cops. I don't know if you can see that, but we've had over 100 cops here transporting these trucks that are going to murder these innocent beings into this facility that is all about killing, death and murder and slitting throats and gas. I mean, particularly in here, it's gas chambers. Gas chambers, right? So it's, to spend 3 days here, just here constantly, and to really start feeling the realness of this situation and what happens behind those walls. I'm feeling really like it's really hard to put the feeling into words, to be honest, but it's very, I feel more urgency and I feel more desperate, to be honest. God, everyone, can you just hurry up? Just hurry up. This is so wrong. Just come on. Whoa, birds know.
The bird agrees.
Yeah.
I reckon.
And James, how many activists are there with you?
Probably close to 40 right now.
Okay.
People come and go. Not everyone's camping here.
How many are camping?
Probably 20 or 30 or something.
20 or 30.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
So 100 police officers to 20 or 30 activists. So you're outnumbered 5 to 1, 3 to 1.
It's absolutely ridiculous. And potentially they're just doing a training exercise or something. I don't know. But, I mean, they're quite physical. And, I mean, they're doing their job. My hand's getting real shaky right now. let me prop myself up and say, conserve calories, conserve energy. It's very outnumbered. It's just such overkill. But in their defense, activists have stormed this facility before, and they probably worried that we're going to do the same again. And but for the most part, it's just complete overkill. We're peaceful protesters, we're not going to do anything. And I mean, it's just something so unnerving about them protecting the interests of a slaughterhouse. I know it's their job, they're just following orders, but wow, what kind of robot are you? You're defending murder. I mean, is your job more important than that?
Yeah.
Is just holding your job down more important than standing up for murder victims put into gas chambers right now? And you're not even being passive about it, you're escorting them in there. It's so crazy, man. It's just absolutely crazy.
We're going to get more...
Sorry, I just want to say, and I'm not blaming them. They're under the same conditioning, from society as we all are. And it's not a personal attack on any of the cops here, because they're just doing their job, and they're all probably really good people, and it's nothing like that. But it's just the whole system that is so broken, and that's all I was trying to shed light on there.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about people doing their jobs and defending that system in a minute. But what we wanted to ask you, James, is, I guess, what's the purpose of this? Are you guys trying to attract attention through the hunger strike? You're trying to reach the mainstream media? What's the purpose of this demonstration?
All of those things. I mean, some people are oh, that's extreme, not eating for 5 days. That really doesn't seem very extreme compared to what's happening. And if that helps garner a little bit of attention for this so necessary cause, what's a few days of not eating? It's absolutely nothing. Yeah, the purpose is to raise awareness for these animals and to do something that might garner media attention. Funnily enough, a gas chamber in Melbourne, around the corner from where most people live, that is murdering thousands of sentient beings every day, isn't newsworthy. It's just so normal. So it's okay, well, maybe if we stop eating for 5 days, they'll pay attention. And they have, and we got on the news the other night, Channel 7.
Yeah, it was good to see them there. Objective 1 achieved. And I was very disappointed, though, at the grab they used of you. I don't think they even let you get a full sentence out, to be completely honest. Did you notice that?
Dude, I said some killer
I bet you did. Yeah.
Right. And look, I was actually happy because the thing that they did, I mean, I was like that too. Oh, they should have put this part in. I was talking about like some really wild things, but I'm happy with what they said, what they put in of me saying actually, because what I said, I don't think I've said on TV before, and it was that it was something like, just because this has been happening for a long time, does not mean it's okay or that it should continue.
Yeah, that's
and that actually, I actually felt like that was a really great thing for them to put on. I'm actually really grateful for that. What I wish they put on that segment was footage of the animals. I sent them amazing footage of us going up to these trucks and these animals looking us in the eyes and connecting, and like I really wish they put that on Channel 7 on the news thing they did, but like it was still really positive to get anything on there, and it's not just on the news. Like I'm kind of the opinion that potentially mainstream media like that is a little bit redundant now. Like I don't watch it. Like people watch it, but everyone's on Facebook and on social media.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's what are you gonna say?
Go on, James.
Go on, James.
And that's what everyone here is posting on. Yeah. Some of us, like I've got a whole bunch of hundreds of thousands of people following me on social media. Yeah. That's a significant portion of people, and there's certain followers of mine who have millions of followers who are telling people to come and watch these stories. So for anyone that thinks that this isn't like a beneficial action, or something similar like a vigil somewhere, it is, because it raises awareness and it helps people connect with the animals. That this is an animal that's about to be murdered so you can have bacon. This is a baby. This is a baby that is going to be murdered so you can have a bacon, like bacon. And it most definitely plants seeds in so many people's minds. And that is what it takes. That is absolutely what it takes, because people just aren't aware.
Yeah, it's interesting. Exactly. It's an interesting topic, and this is why we wanted to have you on the channel today to discuss this a little bit further, because we've been attending some slaughterhouse disruptions and some vigils, and we've made these videos, put them on our channel. For our audience, it's something kind of new for them to see us doing, because our work's been very different to the more traditional style of activism. And so it created some very interesting discussion around vigil videos in particular.
Yeah.
And there was one comment in particular that was left on a cow vigil video that we want to read out to you and discuss it further. And we thought it was a good time to do this with you, because you're in the thick of such an amazing protest. You're in the thick of it. So we wanted to get your thoughts on this. Luca's going to read out the comment for you.
Cool, thanks.
I would like to say something about this kind of raw activism. It is just not working. It seems pushy, extreme, and unprofessional to people who are not introduced to the idea of veganism. I'm all about animal rights, but this kind of activism is just not enough. If you want people to take you seriously, you can't just stand in the middle of the road and yell, "Stop murder, stop murder." If anything, it's even counterproductive for non-vegans. You portray a picture of hippie extremists who don't have real jobs and have time to rave all day about stuff that non-vegans are really not properly introduced to. Emotion and logic are best ways to represent an idea, but this representation of veganism is just childish, and it makes people that do it feel good because they are trying, but in the real world it does barely anything.
And
there's a lot to that.
There's
I'm
a lot
excited to answer that.
Before you answer that, I just want to jump in and say that we're definitely not having a go at this person that left this comment.
Of course not. That's a valid criticism.
It is a valid criticism, and it was so valid.
Valid criticism.
Yeah, that's
well worded and well constructed.
It was, and we totally understand this perspective, because as new vegans, we remember feeling exactly the same way. We remember many years ago watching on television, mainstream television, would you believe, as new vegans, a protest in Victoria, and there were some vegan activists on top of a chicken slaughterhouse or a chicken factory farm, and it was the same kind of coverage that you guys are getting today, with the police and everything, and we were thinking, wow, how does a non-vegan view this? This looks extreme, this looks like a bunch of crazy hippies yelling out. So we totally understand where this person's coming from. So there you
Same
go.
Here.
The floor is yours, mate.
Initially I was like really pissed hearing that.
Yeah.
halfway through, but then I was like, actually no, like she's got a point. I understand her point. I understand the point she's trying to make. My initial reaction was to be like, what are you doing? Don't tell us how to do it. You know, if you aren't doing anything, you better be doing something real good to be criticizing people out there doing it. So you better have a real good way. And like just saying like educate and this and that, like, yeah, I agree. That's the most important thing. But education comes in many packages. And one of those is disobedience, civil disobedience, and disruption and protest. And look at history. Look at all the movements in history that have shown that is an effective form of creating change. So to say that this doesn't work, I mean, it's a ridiculous thing to say, because first of all, she doesn't, or he or she, whoever, that person doesn't know the ripple effect of this action or any other action like this. It's just speculation. And to say that, you know, certain people will be turned off, that's true. That is true. Certain people will be turned off until they understand more. But it's not just, you know, this isn't the only thing we do. Like, we're doing countless different ways of trying to get this message out there. And do I think this is 100% the best? No. But in saying that, this is the kind of stuff that my Instagram stories get more reactions to than anything else ever. People are like, whoa, they're there right now. This is happening now. Look at those animals now. So this is very powerful. And by far, I get more interactions on these kind of stories. Oh, look at all those birds. Could you see that?
We can see that. Wow.
That keeps happening.
They're the lucky free ones. The lucky free ones.
Exactly. I mean, it's such a contrast, right? Just flying free above a slaughterhouse. Anyway, so, you know, it's not just, certain people will be turned off. There's no form of activism that's perfect without its issues. We're aware of that. Like, yeah, it sucks that some people are going to be turned off. But some people are going to be like, whoa, I didn't think of this. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. You know, like, wow, a slaughterhouse. Never even really considered a slaughterhouse much before. Just eat my food. And it's real. And it's that sweet spot between being in a slaughterhouse where it's very graphic and people don't want to share it or even look at it. But it's not so sweet that it's at an animal sanctuary. People are just chilling, getting, you know, like this is raw. It is raw and it's real and it's happening. And it's that sweet spot between not too sweet, not too graphic. It's beautiful animals about to be being trucked to their death. Innocent, sentient beings being trucked to their death. So, look, do I think this is the 100% best way and there's no faults? No. But it's a way. It's something. And we're doing it. And it's working for a lot of people. And for those that are turned off by it, hopefully they find something else. But you can't please anybody. You can't please everybody every single time.
Yeah.
Great response,
just
mate.
one approach of many that we're working with.
Yeah. Great response, mate. Sometimes comments like this come from a place of not understanding the purposes of vigils like this. Could you elaborate a little bit more on the purposes of these vigils for people who might be unaware?
Okay, well, some people's purpose for being here is to give comfort to the pigs, just to give them a pat, just to give them some water. And yeah, I mean, I really respect that. Personally, if I'm honest, that's not really my main focus. I let other people do that. My main focus is to document it and to post about it so that other people can see it. And that reality of where their food comes from becomes that little bit more real. So that's my purpose of being here. And yeah, I mean, again, it's to garner media attention. It's to give activists, you know, a feeling of unity, that they're not alone, and to come here and to be together and to fight for something, and to show, you know, with the police, that, like, we talk to them as well and go, hey, you're about justice. You know, well, what justice is this, sending these innocent things to their death? There's so many, like, there's so many things, and it's yeah, personally, I think it's one of the most powerful forms of activism that I'm aware of. I mean, guaranteed it is. It's extremely powerful. So yeah, it's not about just being there and singing them songs and that. Like, some people do that, but you know, it's really, for me at least, it's about documenting the experience
Yeah.
for others to see.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think a lot of people think, well, what, as this person sort of said, what's the point of having 20 people at the front of a slaughterhouse holding up signs? You're not going to change the opinions of the slaughterhouse workers or the truck drivers or the police. You might plant a seed, but you're not really going to change them. But the whole purpose of us, for social media people, is to share this with our followers. Right. That's the power of it.
Exactly.
It's not 20 people standing outside a slaughterhouse. It's those thousands or millions watching on social media.
Obviously. It's not at all about this. It is a bit about this, but even people who don't have a large social media following, they've got 200 friends on Facebook. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Looking at a slaughterhouse, of course.
Yeah, that's serious, man.
Particularly if everybody who goes vegan saves the lives of either 30 to 200 animals, depending on what calculation or estimate you use, every single year, that's the ripple effect, the exponential effect of that is just enormous.
Can I just say, just with the social media following that I've got, even if this whole event was to enable me to take the footage I've taken, already my Insta stories have reached tens of thousands of people. Yeah. If the whole event and every little bit of energy going into it was just so that we could get those videos on my social media and reach over 30,000 people in a few hours, and I'm going to put other videos out and stuff on YouTube and that. If that's all it was for, that's 30,000 people. That's huge. That's a lot of people. So it's good. It's definitely getting out there.
Yeah.
It's not just about these cops there. It doesn't matter if they change. It'd be great if they do, but there's such a bigger picture, such a further reach we've got, and it all happens online.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's awesome.
And we also have to remember that these truck drivers, slaughterhouse workers and police officers, yes, they're, particularly the truck drivers and slaughterhouse workers, they're right in it, so it's a little bit different. But having said that, they're still just people like the rest of us. And the vast majority of us vegans were not born vegan. We've all, were raised eating meat, dairy and eggs, but we've made that connection somewhere along the line through education. And we have shown the ability. We're just
lucky.
That's right. We've shown the ability to change, and the same can be said for many of these truck drivers, slaughterhouse workers, and police officers. Take the farmers like Howard Lyman and Harold Brown. Not only did they go vegan, but they ended up becoming powerful vegan activists, featuring in documentary films like Cowspiracy, Peaceable Kingdom. And we've also received many messages from farmers who follow us that said, I used to be a farmer and now I'm vegan. So anybody can change, I think, is the message.
Absolutely. And, many of them do. We've already spoke to cops who, they're crying when we show them the footage of the gas chambers that they're, standing out front of. Anybody can change. And honestly, to be honest, I forget how we started this part of this conversation because I haven't eaten for 3 days and all this police shit just started going down. What was the initial, what did you just start saying? Because I wanted to respond to something you said.
That, all of us were once not vegan. We changed.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. We are lucky to have got this message. I'm so grateful. Any vegan you ask, best thing I ever did was go vegan. Yeah. We're so lucky to have got this message and to be able to break free of this brainwashing, this death cult that society is feasting on the remains of tortured, murdered animals. We've broken free of a death cult.
Never heard that term before, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
Into a peaceful. This is what we're trying to grow here: peaceful, respectful, compassionate world. That's what a vegan world would be. Yeah. And that's in the heart of all of these people. Every the vast majority of people, that's in their heart already. So we're not convincing them to do anything that's not in their heart. We're just convincing them. Well, we're just trying to encourage them to realize that what they are part of is extremely wrong. And it's hard for people to see because it's so normal and it's so entrenched in their beliefs. And we need meat for protein and we need dairy for calcium and all this shit. But people break free all the time of that cult, that death cult. They break free all the time. Millions of people around the world. I broke free. Nothing special about me. You broke free, right? And we're just
ordinary people.
Minds everywhere. Yeah, right? Ordinary people just helping others go, hey, you're part of a death cult.
Yeah.
And be like, whoa, thank you. I didn't even realize, okay, I'm out.
Yeah. Now, James, this is another big criticism that we're seeing in the comments. It's coming up all the time. Why are you guys, or why are these activists holding up signs to, the workers? I mean, they're just doing their job. It's not their fault.
Even the police officers, you can't, blame them because they're just doing their job. What do you want them to do? To be sacked, to lose their job, to lose their livelihood, to provide for their families? How do you respond to that?
The signs that we hold up for the truckers, it says, "No hate for truckers. We are here for humans." We're very clear. It's not about, we don't hate any of the slaughterhouse workers or any of the police doing their job. It's got nothing to do with that. They, again, are just victims of the society that's brainwashed them. So, if they're forceful, maybe we'll be a bit forceful back. And, you can't help it. Humans are humans. Like, we all got emotions, and we're out front of a slaughterhouse, and we care deeply about this issue. So, things like that are going to happen. But the whole, if there might be some sort of exclusion to this rule every now and then, but most people here understand that the cops are here doing their job. And do I think it's right? No. What they're doing is wrong. They're on the wrong side of justice, 100%. And they shouldn't be protecting this slaughterhouse like they are. Like, look at it. Can you see them all lined up
we
there?
can see that. Yeah, it's insane.
It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It shouldn't be like this, but they don't know any better, and I've got no hate for them. I got empathy for them. Oh man, I hope you can see things how they really are real soon, and what you're doing. And they will.
They will.
Most.
I mean, if we look back at history, and again, this is something we've been saying in our virtual videos, that the police officers are doing the same thing as what was happening back in Nazi Germany. The soldiers there, they were just following orders, they were doing their job. Now, we're not saying that police officers in 2017 are Nazis or that meat eaters are Nazis. We're not saying that. We're just saying that these people are defending injustices rather than defending the victims. And 100%. We've seen this throughout history.
100%. And, they're not Nazis, but supporting a Holocaust, which is what it is, the murder of countless beings. We're talking over 1 billion animals a week, a billion throat slittings a week, a billion animals getting murdered in some way. And they're bred for this purpose. Like, how sadistic is that?
Yeah.
We breed them so we can murder them, so we can eat their dead bodies. Oh, man.
It's sick.
What kind of nightmare is this? What kind of world is this? Where the vast majority of beings on this planet get murdered every week. Like, the leading cause of death on planet Earth is murder.
Yeah.
Throat slitting.
And
leading cause of death.
Ironically, the leading cause of our death as a human species is heart disease, which is caused by eating their murdered, dismembered bodies.
Yeah, it's called karma, I think.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Again, I forget how we started talking about that, sorry.
Well, no, it's good, James. You mentioned the word Holocaust, and a lot of people take offence to the use of that word when it's applied to animals. But when you check the definition, it's not human specific.
Do you know what? I never use that word, but just today, I'm just like, that's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
It is a Holocaust.
Yeah.
It is a Holocaust of a magnitude that has never been seen before in any other type of genocide.
Yeah.
It's by far the longest standing Holocaust with the greatest amount of victims of all time by far.
Yeah.
By far. To not call it a Holocaust is extremely disrespectful for the victims, I believe.
Absolutely.
It is, but look, I understand people get triggered by the word Holocaust, and that's because they're still stuck in that conditioning that no, only humans matter and other species don't matter. It's just humans that matter. You can't say that's a Holocaust to them. Okay, well, let's break that down. Why is murdering humans so bad, but murdering any other species who feel pain and suffer just like we do? They have families and friends and a heart and a brain just like us. Why is it okay to murder them, but not humans?
That's right.
What's the distinction? And that's when you start realizing, okay, well, actually, if there's no real difference, no point of difference that actually makes it okay to murder some and not others, then using the word Holocaust is totally justified. And look, I don't throw it around lightly. Like, you know, I don't use the word Holocaust all the time. Like I said, I never say it actually deliberately. They're all going to staunch me right now. Oh, because there's a truck up there. Oh, you want to see?
Yeah, take us over.
Hang on.
Run faster, James. Run faster.
Oh, yeah, I'm conserving energy, man. Hang on a sec. So, as you can see, there's cops escorting the slaughter truck. So let's go meet some of the animals, shall we?
Yeah, take us in.
Most of them look really sad. Look at this. Can you see well?
We can see their face, yep.
You know, like they're just looking back up. They don't really know what's going to happen. A lot of them are really scared. They're just chilling. Like, they've been through a lot already.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going through a lot right now in this big truck.
And these pigs will be put in a gas chamber first, and then they will have their throats slit, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, like,
You know,
like very soon, like they're all about to go put in a gas chamber.
Yeah.
Like all these beings, and thrash. Like if you've seen that footage, which I'm sure you have.
We have.
It's. Oh my god! Like it's
absolutely
it's like
beyond
it's
words.
like watching a horror movie.
It is.
Yeah, it's
I was going to say horrific.
I
Beyond
can't
words.
even put into words. Like,
No, words don't do it justice. And
thanks. They really don't.
again, I mean, just think about it. We're talking about this comparison with, you know, Nazi Germany and the Holocaust. They brought the prisoners in on carts, just like they're coming cattle trucks. Here's a cattle,
exactly right.
a pig truck.
There's countless similarities.
That's right. They send them to the gas chambers. That's where these pigs are going. In fact, a lot of the gas chambers and concentration camps were modelled on factory farming.
Exactly right. That's where they got the model. I mean, you take out the animals and you put humans in, and it's a Holocaust again. And you take them out. Oh, it's not a Holocaust. It's just dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense. It's not logical at all.
Yeah. And it's the.
Like, look at them. There's hundreds of them. Like, there's hundreds of them, and this is just one truck. Like, there's been dozens and dozens of trucks.
And each one is an individual.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, you know, me, you, they.
Has its
they
own,
care about their own life. Like,
has its own personality.
Yeah, they do, and they just want to chill, like, and live the life they've been, you know, like live, you know, enjoy, appreciate life, do whatever they want to do. Some want to make a family, some just want to play in the mud. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Just let them do it.
Yeah.
Just eat something else. Just let them live and chill, just like you want to be left to chill and live. Like, it's really not a big ask to afford someone the right to live life, to live their life, not take from them just because you feel like a snack.
Yeah.
It's really not a big ask.
That's
We're not asking a lot.
That's why we say veganism is the least we can do. It's not the most we can do. It's the baseline. It's the least we can do is leave these animals alone.
Basic.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's like, don't worry, you don't have to just eat lettuce all day. We've got burgers, we've got bacon.
Yeah.
We've got vegan bacon.
Yeah.
We've got vegan ice cream, we've got vegan everything. So why don't you just eat that instead?
That's right. That's the bittersweet thing. It's not like you have to go without. You actually, you know, as a vegan, you become aware that there are all of these products that are exactly the same. They just don't have, you know, someone else's life taken unnecessarily. And when you know that you can enjoy everything, it's like,
how good's that?
Why are we doing it? Why are we doing
It's
it?
like, you mean we can just enjoy everything without the animal killing?
Exactly.
No, I'm just gonna keep sticking with the killing. It's like, well, but why? Oh, you know, just like, it just seems a bit hard. Really? It seems a bit hard to just move your hand 30 centimeters across at the same part of the supermarket you already shop at to get the soy or rice or almond milk instead of the cow's milk. It's not hard to do that.
It's the easiest thing. It's so easy.
Oh my God!
Easy.
Like to be able to just move your hand over a little bit to like literally save lives and stop mothers having their babies torn from them at birth and having babies have their throats slit. Like just don't get cow's milk. Just get the soy milk. It's right next to it. This is not a big ask at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. It's very simple. Sorry you had to talk about food, but thank you for sharing that.
I'm not even hungry.
You're not
I'm all
good.
good. Sorry, like I feel like heaps of my answers I've just like rambled and trailed off because I'm like really a little bit scattered.
Not
That's
at all,
all right.
mate. We're with you. Our
Sorry if that
audience
was
is
weird.
with you.
It's to be expected after 3 days of no food. So to wind this up, James, basically the key message is that all approaches work because it's different strokes for different folks. Yeah? So we've got to do a little bit of everything and just, it's going to appeal to different people. Yeah?
Just do it all. And look, like maybe this does seem extreme right now to certain people, but as animal rights gets more and more awareness and media spotlight on it, because it's going to happen. Like this is happening. This is on a freight train that cannot be stopped. And so this kind of extreme, some people would say, action will soon become very much just more accepted and normal, and the people who once were put off by it will just see it as, oh yeah, this is just what happens now. Like there's a huge movement happening.
I think the whole idea is to remember that a disruption is supposed to do just that. It's supposed to disrupt what we think and have been conditioned to see as normal. So,
exactly. Not
putting people out.
Not every action is about being a positive, happy, healthy vegan.
Yeah.
Some of them is about shaking people up.
Yeah.
And literally slapping them across the face with, hey, you know, like I've been really chill, like, and I'm going to go back to it, I think. But like, let me just tell you, like, you know, I've been really chilling. I'm just trying to be like positive example, healthy, happy, positive example. And that's worked extremely well. And that's why I consider definitely going back there. But, you know, I just felt like I really needed to, all those people who follow my stuff and are just cruising, just enjoying the show, like I just felt like I really needed to just give them a little bit of a reminder. This is no joke. Just because I'm being nice about this a lot of the time, this is no joke. And, you know, just I don't want to stick to this like very blunt, brutal approach all the time because I know it'll turn people off in the end. But every now and then I just feel like you need to just go there with people and just remind them this isn't just, you know, this is a serious thing. This is extremely serious thing.
It's not fun and games. There's a very serious side to it.
It's a matter of life and death, literally, and what is more important.
Yeah, and that's why I think, you know, there's the health aspect of veganism, you know, that a lot of people are attracted to this movement because of the health. There's the environmental side to it, and that's valid, and a lot of people are attracted to it because of that. But underlying on all of that is the ethics. And until we show them this kind of thing that's going on by standing at the slaughterhouse, it's kind of like that's the base of it. You know, we need to understand that even though the health aspect is brilliant and the environmental part is so important, it's the ethics, it's the animals at the end of the day.
That's right. And nothing works for everybody. That's why we have so many different approaches. And this is one of countless.
Yeah.
Thank you
and
so much.
And it works. Because I can send you a million replies to my videos and Insta stories of people inspired by this. So.
Absolutely. We can't quite send a million, but we've got many as well.
Oh, well, maybe a million was an exaggeration, but I like to think I'm working on it.
Optimist, forever the optimist. Excellent.
It was interesting, actually, because on that last Cow Virtual video, from where this comment came from, the exact same video, someone else sent us a comment saying, it was that video, I've gone vegan, thank you.
Exactly.
There you go. You can't please everyone all the time, as you said. Just
there's no perfect action. There's no perfect action. There's no, you know, there's a lot of problems happening here. You know, with different things and people hurt and crying and tearing up and sometimes, oh, that wasn't very effective or, oh, we shouldn't have done that. But, like, what? We're not perfect. We're just having a crack at trying to make a difference and help. And, you know, we're just trying to do something.
That's right.
You know,
doing something is better than doing nothing. And
right, like we learn as we go.
That's right.
We learn as we go and we grow and we become better activists. And you know, it's a learning process for us all. We don't I don't want to be out here just at a slaughterhouse for 5 days not eating. Like what? I want to be snowboarding. I want to be partying. Like I want to be chilling. You know, like we're just normal people just trying to make a difference here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the difference that you are making. It is very substantial, mate. We really appreciate working together on the front line to bring this very important, very, very important message to the awareness of the mainstream people who were just like the three. We were just like at one point.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, James. I'm sorry it was hard to get all these answers out on such little food. So thank you for pulling it all together and joining us today on the show.
No worries. I hope it was coherent enough.
It was
thanks for having me
wonderful.
on and
Thank you.
talking about this. You're just so awesome. Thank you so much.
You're absolutely
Much
incredible,
love, mate.
For the
Stay
animals.
safe. Peace, bro.
Peace.
See you, brother.